Have you guys heard about the Iranian hackers?
No, but I've heard of the Iranian hackers.
Have you? You heard of Stryker?
What is Iran?
What
is that?
Well, what happened this week was, you guys know all about the Iran war.
It's Iran.
Yeah.
Apparently.
And, whatever it is. But what's interesting is that, they've took it to the next level. So, we all know about physical touch, which I'm going to talk about later. We all need some physical touch. We need
bad touch.
Well, we all want to be touched, but
by an angel.
Yeah, if you're into that. But some people are into dead people. But
you could be into strange-looking babies, like that one lady who made Winnie the Pooh-looking babies.
Oh, you're talking about Creeper.
Hi, I'm Mama Star, and this little one is my very original Winnie the Pooh inspired doll. This doll is super original because this is the first doll that I've made using static charge blocking. And this is permanent.
That's a human.
This is a little bear hybrid baby. They're created using the nail kit.
Man, those Russians are taking it to the next level.
Born by me. I'm Star Shay of Mama Star's Dolls. And this little one.
Technology. What will you think of next, Germany?
Yeah, they started with the homunculi, and then they turned into
Winnie the Poop.
Yeah.
But that's okay. I mean, people are buying that because that's real life. Oh, wow. Look at that. Hold on. There was a picture at the end. I got to show you guys that. Look at this picture.
Look at those lips.
Look at that hack job.
That's
a human.
I was going to say some Elmer's glue all and some flock. Yeah.
Look at those lips. And the Joker's put like lip gloss on it. Well,
the boy knows how to get his honeys.
Yeah. Well, that ain't got nothing to do with the hackers. Well, apparently, Iran decide to stop touching people's humus and really start touching people's medical devices. So they decided to hack one of the most prolific medical device companies in the world called Stryker. It's an American company, Israel company, BB's company, good company, bad company. But I almost felt like Trump there for a second. Like it's the best company. But yeah, so they did, and it's I'm not gonna play a video. I ain't gonna talk. I'm not gonna pull no article about it. You guys can look it up. But what's really interesting is that they literally destroyed everything. Every computer there got deleted. All the phones associated, everything got deleted, like literally wiped. But that's not the narrative they're pushing. Of course, they're saying, "Oh yeah, this was a cyber attack." But I'm sitting there thinking, this is dumb. You know why? You over here talking about you're going to attack Stryker. It sounds like something off of Star Trump. But you should have. Why didn't you hack the government and release these files? See, I think Iran is in the Epstein files.
It's wrong.
Well, they're wrong. I mean, if you really want to put Trump and BB on the pedestal and expose the truth, why don't you release the Epstein files? You over here hacking Stryker, Biker, Michael. Why don't you hack whatever you got to do and release these files? Now, see, that would have been groundbreaking.
Maybe they have somebody in it that they don't want exposed either.
Right. It's the new supreme leader.
I think my coworker the other day was actually helping me see this bigger picture as well.
Still gay? Yeah, it is. Welcome to the United States of Israel, where we sell our bodies to make a good living. The public education system is cooked, college degrees cost a lifetime of debt, and even if you have one, you'll still struggle to find work. The blue-collar route, well, not much better. Meanwhile, Israel has free healthcare for all. They're paid a government allowance per child. Degrees are 10 times cheaper to attain, and so much more. Wow, how did they become so progressive? Well, we pay for it, of course. Yep, 300 billion US tax dollars given directly to genocidal Zionists. In fact, the only thing our politicians can agree on both sides of the aisle is to bend over and spread them for Prime Minister Daddy Netanyahu. Y'all know the price for high treason? These AIPAC-funded chomos gotta go. Ew, he's anti-Semitic. Don't start. We're not talking Jewish heritage. We're talking psychopathic war criminals. Ew, he's talking politics? Put me on mute then. Keep your head down. Eat your goyim slop, your genetically modified fast food that's chemically castrating you. Oh, good job not complaining. Here's 3 schmeckles for you. Don't say anything about Gaza. It's funny, I spend a lifetime with depression. I get on TRT, it's going like that. Look at the studies. Our hormones are being tampered with. This GMO food, the medicine, the SSRIs, it's poisoning us. Why? Well, because a nation of depressed and downtrodden people poses no threat. We'll roll over for our masters. Oh, I upset you. I'm so sorry. Here's the door.
You know, that guy is a manic transformer. I mean, that's not transhumanism in the sense of robots, but that's an organic transhuman. And I'm not talking about like trans people. I don't know if he's got like real skin or if that's skin, but he's looking at me with those eyes.
This is why Winnie the Pooh babies is a problem. They grow up looking like my coworker.
Well, you know, everything starts that way. You watch all these films. They all start in these well, he said goy slops. So they start up in these slops and then they come out and, you know, maybe that's what he is. I mean, you know, whatever he's saying, you know, that's cool. But it's hard to believe somebody that's looking at me with that 10th eye.
Well, not all superheroes have cake.
Well, they all have cake, and they eat it, but they might not have capes. Unless it's the horn cape, Cape Horn, the tip of Africa. Mm-hmm. What's that place called?
Cape Cod?
No, the tip of Africa. Is it the Horn of Cape?
No, I think it's Cape Horn.
Is it Cape Horn?
Yeah, it's the
I'm
Hornucopia.
Sure.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's what it is. That's what all superheroes have. Because they want to get so close to Antarctica because that's actually what the government's hiding over there. That's what the 7 treaties of the Irans are.
They've said it 1,000 times. You mess with a bull, you get its horn.
Yeah. And you know how we know that this is true?
Because I've messed with a bull before and I've gotten the horn.
No. It's
you because got gored?
No.
Yeah. Al gored.
It's because Donald Trump is endorsing Jake Paul as a politician.
The guy we just listened to?
Yeah. And what's funny about it is he's good at making money. Look what he did with Mike Tyson. He convinced Tyson
to stop biting people's ears off.
Well, just to fake the whole thing.
You're telling me the lisp is fake too?
It could be, but you know, I'd fake a fight too for $50 million.
I don't know if I could fake this.
Yeah, you could.
Not like they didn't teach us how to handle princes.
Every orifice needs a plug. And that's why Donald Trump is endorsing Jake Paul. If you don't think this is theater, if you don't think this is all fugazi, fuguzu, you have to know. Like, Trump is supposed to be talking about the Irans. He's supposed to talk about the Trons. He's supposed to be talking about the Humes. But he's over here talking about Jake Paul.
You got to come up. Come here. You got to come.
Mr. Trump, we need more factories like this thriving all over the country. And I know he's going to be the one to bring that here to us. I know God is with us. I know he wants us on the right side of history. And everyone here has to do their part. And God's got us. Trump's got us. God bless. Love you, Kentucky.
And I just want to say, I'm going to make a prediction that you will be, in the not too distant future, running for political office. Okay? And you have my complete and total endorsement, okay? No, that's what we want. He's an incredible guy. A lot of courage and smarts.
happened to his face?
So, President over here is making these predictions about not our predicament that's going on in the, I was going to say the Permian Basin, but that's its own predicament with oil. But over there at Humas, but he's over here predicting about these patsy puppets and the Paul propagators. Well, that's a lot of P's for Peter and his Piper. And they can pack it with all the plugs and their orifices. But that's what I think is interesting. We're not talking about who moves. We're not talking about, stopping the war. Let's just talk about Jake propaganda here and how I give him my full endorsement and he's going to be the up-and-coming politician. That we know Jake Paul is nothing but a scam artist, a stunt performer.
Yeah, he's
So
nothing
he'd be
but
a
a hound
perfect
dog.
politician.
Well, this is what I'm saying. And Trump is saying that's who I want to give my full endorsement to. What is Trump telling you? You all are
We've already
living
known.
in Nickelodeon, Pizzagate. You guys are here right now. Look at who I endorse. My full endorsement.
My horn can touch the
Toilet.
sky.
I just think this is crazy. We're talking about the Pentagon. We're talking about Paul. We're talking about the Bible. We're talking about Jake Paul. It's crazy.
World
That's
is
what's-
madness.
That's what's going on right now. And that's what I was saying. You know, you're talking about strikers, talking about hackers, talking about Alfred Hitchcock. Now we're talking about Jake Paul. But we're not talking about Humazi. We're not talking about, because Trump doesn't want to talk about the Humuzus because he knows. What are we going to do? He wants to get out of this Iranian conflict, but he can't. Every time he opens his mouth, he sticks farther into that orifice. There's nothing he can do about it. What's he going to do? And he wants to get out, but the Iranians are saying, no, we're not going to let you do that. And, so now what he's going to do is going to talk about Jake Permokos. And we're not talking about John, what's his name? Dikuku. But anyways, I was going to talk about correlation and causation, but before I do you have anything interesting, Elder?
I'm worried you might be having a stroke, but other than that, no. No, actually, I do. There's something interesting came up in the news this week
I feel great.
that kind of ties in with a lot of what you guys talk about on the show all the time. Apparently, the IRS is there was an executive order signed. Actually, this was last year. That goes into effect this year, where they're trying to get rid of paper checks for an IRS income tax refund. They don't want to issue paper checks anymore. They want to either do you direct deposit or give you a debit card. But in order to do that, you have to have a bank account. So what they're saying is, if you want a paper check, you don't have a bank account, you're going to have to wait weeks and weeks and weeks to get your refund. And the thing is, most folks that don't have bank accounts tend to be folks that are a little poorer and probably need that refund. And of course, now the government's saying you're going to have to wait for it because you're not part of the electronic system. You're not in the system, so you're going to have to wait. So it just ties in with what you guys are always talking about.
That's interesting. Reminds me of the Vietnamese. I talked about it probably about, I don't know, I got to go back in the backlogs. Maybe I got to re-upload it.
I don't remember talking about Nam.
Yeah, we talked about the Vietnamos. And what happened was 78 million people lost their access to their banking account because Vietnam was implementing their digital banking system. And unless you transferred over to comply to the digital banking system, which I'm not going to reiterate, I've talked about it to the Godzilla level, you are losing your bank access. Then you guys look it up.
I heard about this.
Yeah, but this is legit. And so what's interesting is that, of course, And they, of course, they were saying because we want to reduce scams and fake bank accounts, whatever. But, the real thing is they want you to get in so you can, get your cash today. But it's only going to be for 29 days, 29 minutes, and 29 seconds, and then it's gone. But it's the same thing. And you're right, Elder. It's the people who are on the lower class systems of the economical totem pole.
The peons.
Yep.
Yeah. And those are the ones that get affected.
Yeah, like when you're peeing on a totem pole, the bottom rungs are the ones getting peed on.
Yeah.
That's why you're at the bottom of the totem pole.
Well, it depends.
And that's why you're called a peon.
Well, it depends how tall you are.
Yeah, if you aim high, you might pee on your shower rung.
Yeah, if
Aim
you
high,
aim for
shoot
the
low.
moon, you might land on your face too.
Yeah. Well, that's okay. At least if I'm on the face, I can eat the worms again. Bring me back to my roots.
Or they can
It's
eat
early
you.
enough.
There's a lot of metaphors there.
Yeah, especially if you own a worm farm.
Yeah. And so, that's what's interesting. People don't see that, like I've said before, convenience is just a predecessor to prison. You think you want convenience and then you get it, but then you complain because your liberties have been abrogated.
Well, nobody has time for stuff a lot of times anymore. Like, the age of the microwave has been great. I mean, it's like that guy who was driving on the interstate and he ran somebody over and he just kept on driving.
Age of microwaves.
That was a good clip.
Hey, I support this.
I think he's fine.
I fully
I
support
would
this.
I mean, it's like, hey, kids, it's got to get to work.
Look, man, I don't know about you guys. I've experienced something like that. I mean, that's going to be for the
Which end?
well, it's always on the front side, but I've experienced this, and that might be another story for the host homilies. But what it's real. People play these dumb games and they get dumb rewards. You're going over here and you get in front of me because you want to steal my car. This happens a lot of times when you go to foreign countries and they know that you're an American, and there's certain roads that they block off, cartels and stuff, and you don't know anything. It just seems like a detour, but it's been premeditated by these cartels. And then when you get there, all these people jump out, and now they're going to take your car, take you, and take everything.
They seize your assets.
Yeah, but that happens in America too.
Yeah.
And then if you get out of that car, it's obvious there's somebody who has a problem. And it's obvious when somebody comes out of the car and they turn around immediately and look at you. And you're about to look at something else. And so I endorse that. You play dumb games, you get dumb rewards, and you're going to get dumbed because you're being dumb. And this is dumb.
Looking down a barrel? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. You can't spell freedom without freedom.
Yeah. But
It's kind of like the Canadian cartel when they were stopping all those truck drivers.
yeah.
And yeah, same thing. Held them at gunpoint. They seized their assets.